What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Tableau tutorial series. In this video, we're going to be going over bins and calculated fields. All right, so let's jump right into it. The first thing that we're going to look at are bins. And bins are basically just groupings or ranges of numerical values. So we cannot create bins for genre, name, platform, or anything like that. We have to do something with this sign right here, which means that it is a numeric. So year or all of this sales data or this ranking data. And we're going to use what we worked on in our very first tutorial. And so what we're going to be using to kind of demonstrate how bins work is this year right down here. So right now we have a range of 1993 all the way up to 2018, and we're going to create some bins to group and create ranges for these years. And it's pretty simple. All we're going to do is we're going to come right over here to year and this little drop down on the side, and we're going to go down to create and go down to bins. Now it's going to say the size of bin, and it's going to give you a recommendation based off of the information that is already provided, the min and the max, the ranges of these values. You don't have to do this, but usually it does give some good estimation on what you might be considering. If you were thinking, hey, maybe do a bit of like 20 and they're recommending 2, think about why they might be doing that. We're going to change ours to 5, and you can always change what this field is going to be. I'm just going to give it an old exclamation point just to really spice things up here. So we're going to click OK, and as you can see, it adds it right up here. It is no longer a numeric. Now it is a categorical. So this is no longer just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's ranges, it's groups. And we're going to get rid of this year really quick. Actually, let's keep it up there for a second, see what happens. But we're going to bring this up and we'll get rid of this year. And this is what kind of it spits out for us. Now, I did look at the data when I was prepping for this. There are some nulls in the years. And so all we're going to do for this is we're just going to go like this, and we're going to exclude the nulls. Probably not something you should be doing if you're doing this for work, but this is for demonstration purposes, so we can do whatever we want. But as you can see, we now have these ranges. So this range starts at 1990, and it includes 1990 all the way up to 1994, and then it's 1995 to 1999. And so just really quickly, we can tell that the years 2000 to 2004 were a huge season or group of years for game sales. So these are the global sales for these video games. And so it is really helpful. It's very useful. You can do this on a lot of different information. We could do this on the sales data. You can do this on age. You can do it on years like we did. And it can be very, very useful. And so really quickly, that is how bins work. I would say it's pretty straightforward. Now, this is a perfect time to segue into the next part of the video, which is calculated fields. Right over here on this left-hand side, we see that the global sales, which are in millions, goes all the way up to 900 million, and created these beautiful bins right down here. But let's look at within these from 1999 to 2015, let's see which of these has the highest percentage. Of course, it's going to be this one, but we can do something called a quick table calculation. We'll create our own calculation later, and I'll show you how to do that. But we're going to do a quick table calculation, and we're going to do the percent of total. And so now we have these bins, and instead of just seeing the total amount of sales that they had, we see the actual percentages based off these year ranges, which is really useful, something that you could absolutely put in some real work that you do for a client. Now, really quick, just to show you something that you can do, if you click Control and you drag this over here, you can actually save that calculation. So we can say percentage of global sales, and that actually saves it as a measure for us. So that was a quick calculation, but let's look how to actually create a calculated field. So if we do this right here, what is going to come up is just the global sales, and you can do a lot of what you would basically do in Excel. Multiplication, division, subtraction, a few other things, but we're going to keep it super simple today. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take global sales, and I'm going to subtract. I'm going to do an open bracket, and I'm going to say EU sales, and it auto completes for me. I'm going to click OK, and it created calculation 2. I'm going to come in here, and I'm just going to say global sales minus EU sales. And let's drag this over. These are different. One's percentage, one is in terms of sum. And so I'm just going to bring this in right here. And so now we are comparing against the same thing. And if we look at the global sales, we have probably right around 950 million-ish in this 2000 to 2004 bin. And for global sales minus the EU sales, we're looking at 650 million. So there is a noticeable difference, and this is just one of the ways that you can use calculated fields to actually just show the difference between two numbers, or you can do more advanced calculations depending on the data that you actually have. So that's it for this video. I hope you learned a little bit more about bins and calculated fields. In the next video, we're going to be looking at a ton of different visualizations and graphs and charts, and just exploring what options really are out there for visualizing our data. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe below, and I will see you in the next video.